In 1897, Bram Stoker signed a publishing contract with Archibald Constable and Company of London for his new novel Dracula. What was unusual about the contract, apart from the fact that Stoker demanded a royalty fee that was double what most authors receive today, 20%, was that Stoker wrote it himself. But having studied law, he clearly knew what he was doing. He would have less luck in the US, however, where the copyright laws required serialization first. He would eventually sign a publishing deal with Doubleday, but the details of this agreement have never been revealed. In an interview Stoker gave around the time of Dracula's publication, it appears he wasn't too trusting of agents either. Some men nowadays, Stoker said, are making $10,000 a year by their novels, and it seems hardly fair that they should pay 10 or 5% of this great sum to a middleman. By a dozen letters or so in the course of the year, they could settle all their literary business on their own account. The first edition of Dracula, published on the 16th of May 1897, was priced at 6 shillings. The cover design for the novel was simple but bold and eye-catching, with strong red lettering against a yellow background. Yellow was synonymous with the more adventurous and transgressive element of the Victorian era. By giving Dracula a yellow cover, the publishers were deliberately aligning the novel with the more disreputable and experimental forms of literature. In 2012, to mark the 100th anniversary of Bram Stoker's death, his original publishers, Constable, published a lavish facsimile of the first edition of Dracula in a limited run of 1,000 numbered copies. It features an introduction by Cullum Tobin, a presentation case, and a facsimile reproduction of the never-before-seen contract between Stoker and Constable. Deceptively modest on first viewing, the book's allure seems to grow the more time you spend with it, and the deckled page edges, rough and tactile, make the book feel both old and new at the same time, classic and modern. The red and yellow of the book and slipcase complement each other beautifully and help preserve this classic of horror literature in a most respectful and tasteful fashion. Considering the novel's namesake, it is fitting that the book has established its own aura of immortality.